Well, first thing that struck me about this quarterfinal series compared to a couple of years ago is you guys are going to a building where you've had some success in the past, whereas 2 years ago, Cornell was a place where they were kind of hoping to get their first. Is there any advantage to playing in a place that you've got some wins in the past?
Well, I think mentally, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you've gone somewhere you've had success, it helps. But obviously, it's just a series here that you know as well as I do how intense it is, and we're looking forward to the games. We're excited about going over there, and you know it's just a fantastic way to head into the playoffs.
And obviously, everybody wants to get a bye when you're in the playoffs. But what are some of the pros? Are there any pros to having that first round series? Sometimes, like you guys built momentum that you can carry.
Well, you know, you get some confidence from every time we win games. We didn't play great on the weekend. Obviously, Prince had something to do with that, but we just weren't. Our attention to detail wasn't great, so found a couple ways to win games, and you know I thought we were good when we had to be. I think that was the best positive about it. You know, one of the reasons why you want to avoid the first round series a lot of times, not just for the rest, but it's to avoid other injuries. So, you know, as long as we get in here with our full roster here this weekend, we stayed sharp and got some games under our belt at this time of the year. Biggest thing for us, it didn't go 3 games.
Yeah. Now, I was curious too, just as you've coached in the regular season against St. Lawrence, so it'll be your first time having a playoff series. What do you kind of expect might be different about playing them like 2 or 3 straight nights? It's already intense rivalry, but do you kind of expect this to be different than what you normally experience when you're playing them?
Well, I just think there's going to be ebbs and flows and maybe some adjustments coming back and forth as to where you think you can each team can expose the other team. You know, we watch, obviously they didn't feel they played well against us here. You know, he spoke repeatedly about that. Greg did every chance he had, and so it's just one of those opportunities here for us. We'll see what adjustments are making in terms of our game plan coming in. For us, we just want to make sure we're going over there. We're playing hard, playing heavy, and just you know we manage the pucks. You know, it's playoff time, so we got to get to the dirty areas pretty well and make sure we're trying to get in front of Kyle.
Is it weird too to have a road series where you're not really on the road as far as you can stay in your own house and it's only a 10-minute drive? Is that kind of a unique?
That's the only one we have. So I mean, it's you know one of those situations. You know, we just the thing we like about it is the fact we're not going to change our routine up very much. Don't have to do much. You know, we've got some work to do. We're going on break next week, so it's a heavy academic week this week. So the fact we're not traveling does a lot for us. We can just can stay here, get focused on our stuff, and get mentally prepared and get. Just as much as anything is, you're getting healthy this time, getting fresh, and you know, be ready for Friday night.
I want to ask about this series with St. Lawrence. What are you kind of looking forward to about it?
I think it's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be a war, but I think the atmosphere is going to be crazy. You know, that place obviously gets really loud, and that rink with you know our band and their fans going at it. But no, I'm just looking forward to you know 2 really good teams going into a competitive game, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And one difference I know, so 2 years ago you guys were in the quarterfinals, but you went to a place where you never really had much success. This year you're going to a place where you guys, up until this year, pretty much won all the time. Does that change anything at all when you kind of have some confidence that you can do well in that particular building as opposed to maybe a couple of years ago when you were hoping to do well, but you hadn't really before?
Yeah, I mean, it might have a little bit to do with it, but I think it's just, for us, it's the fact that we're playing our rivals, you know.
Right. Yeah, and obviously on the offensive side of things, you know, they have good defense and a good goalie. What are some of the challenges that, you know, as an offensive player that you're going to have, you know, in the team, your teammates, you know, to produce against them?
I think for us, we're just going to have to, you know, get pucks behind their D. We feel that their D don't like to go into the corners, and we feel that we can outman them. And with regards to Hayden, I think we just have to get in front of him. You know, he gets frustrated when he can't see things, so I think we're just going to have to fire pucks on him, take away his eyes, and you know, get some rebound goals and get some screens.
I just want to ask you first, what's it going to be like to have a playoff series against St. Lawrence?
It's always big playing St. Lawrence, so obviously you get up for those games, and it's even ratcheted up bigger because, you know, obviously the winner goes to Lake Placid, so we're excited.
I was asked about that too. You know, it's the second time in your career you guys are in a series where you have a chance to do that. How big a deal is that just to be able to advance to Lake Placid for this team, would you say?
It'd be obviously really big. You know, a chance at the Final Four of the league would be huge. We got heartbroken 2 years ago against Cornell in overtime, and we hope that won't happen again. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure it doesn't.
I was curious, just off on the defensive side of things, you know, what kind of challenges does St. Lawrence present to you guys as a defensive unit?
Defensively speaking, they quick up pucks really quick. They have a good transition game, so we're going to have to stop that. A lot of their offense comes from their defense, so we're going to have to nip that in the butt.
I was curious too, like, is it a benefit to play a playoff series where you're the road team, but you don't have to actually go anywhere? Is it be nice to be able to like sleep in your own room and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely will be. It's also kind of not a benefit because it's probably the most hostile environment that we'll play in. So it's kind of, you get the benefit of not traveling a couple hours to a game, but you also have a bunch of fans that don't like you very much.
Yeah. And I know obviously you didn't win this year's game, but you guys have won almost every other you've been in that building. Is that any help when you go to a place where you've got some success in the past? A couple years ago, when you went to Cornell, that you really hadn't had a lot of success in that building before that series.
Yeah, obviously when you have past success in buildings, you kind of learn how to play them in them. There's a lot of fans that go after you in those buildings, so having that past of winning there is definitely huge.
All right. I think so.